You're listening to Jazz Fan Show here on 97.5, 1280 The Zone, home of your Utah Jazz.
Official radio home.
Official.
I like to throw that in there because it just makes me feel important, you know?
It's true.
You know, we're here on the official radio home.
Yeah, this is not the secondary radio station for
not
the
on
Utah Jazz.
Just any old radio station here.
It's the official home of your Utah Jazz.
That's right.
That's why we get to talk about the Jazz every Saturday at noon. This week we get to talk about an All-Star game, right? I mean, we've had a break. The All-Star game happened after last Saturday, so we haven't been able to chat too much about it.
How's that been for you, man? How's the break been since NBA basketball?
Honestly, that weight of no NBA ball, it got to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I really look forward to these games, and they've made this break a little bit longer.
Yeah,
and so yeah, it kind of makes me a little bit, I don't know, nervous for the season to end, and think that there's under 30 games left, at least in the regular season. So
yeah, it is a little freaky. I keep thinking the Jazz have time to get it together. They have time to fit Conley back into it. They'll figure it out. They got time. But then I look at the calendar and I panic because we really there's 55 days left or something. So
yeah, I mean, I was thinking back to last year. I'm like, what do I do all summer?
Yeah,
what do I do all summer? I mean, during the basketball season, you know, we've got at least a game every 2-3 days max.
Right. In the summers, we just accomplish things. That's all it is. You know,
speak for yourself.
We're just more. We just get things done. You know. During this break, I got so much done during the break, dude.
You usually do.
Just so much work and things. So.
I'm proud of you. So we're sitting here staring at the two new jerseys in the studio.
Yeah.
The Gobert and Mitchell All-Star jerseys. I've done a little bit of reflecting this last week as well, thinking back to last year, and I mean, I know I've brought this up before, but as far as sports goes, I don't think I've felt worse than watching how bad Rudy felt not making last year's All-Star game.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it was tough.
It was really tough.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean,
I have a, I have a heart of stone, and I still thought it was.
You and who was it? Draymond? Did Draymond make fun of him or something? Who was the one that was making fun of him?
It was Draymond and PJ Tucker.
All because he showed emotion because he didn't make the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Also, didn't he miss out on $1 million bonus or something? I'd cry.
He did, but he got it back this year. Yeah.
Get kind of teary just thinking about missing out on $1 million. You know.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough. So.
And it made me feel a little bit better when you saw some highlights the last time Houston was in town, and you got to see PJ Tucker covering his mouth, hunched over.
When we were in there, we were in Houston, dude.
And I got a feeling tonight, I mean, we're turning this ship around.
Yeah, I hope so.
We are.
We have to.
I mean, we had that 5-day skid that was 5-game skid that was hard to take.
Yeah.
Then they surprised us with this run before the All-Star break. So coming back now, I don't feel like we're getting ready for another negative, losing streak. I think last night we had a lot of stuff to. Everybody calls it hangover. All-Star Week hangover,
including me. 10 times in this episode already, so I don't know.
So whatever that is, maybe that's it.
Is that you trying to tell me to stop saying that?
But let's talk about the actual game. I mean, the events too. We were talking about it last week. You don't always watch all the Saturday events, right?
I don't always. I mean, if there's Jazz players in it, I usually will, but...
Yeah, and there hasn't been a whole lot of Jazz participation over the years, so I get that. It was cool to have Donovan Mitchell join even some of the broadcasting.
Yeah.
That's just proof that on a national scale, right, he's getting recognized and people like him.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, but it almost feels like he has set himself apart as one of the leaders of the younger group. You know what I mean? There's it seems like there's certain generations of players almost, and he's setting himself apart as a leader of the next generation. It seems like all the young guys really look up to him. He's getting on the broadcast during the Rising Stars Challenge and stuff like that. It's cool to see,
So it is cool to see. This is a total side note.
Okay.
On a side note, did you see who the older generation has picked to represent the players now?
Oh, good old Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's let Flat Earth go and negotiate with all the owners in the league for the things that we want.
The day before he's out for the rest of the year, too.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's getting shoulder surgery, so he's out.
And he's obviously incredibly stable.
Right.
So it's a good thing that they're going to have him up there representing them.
His teammates really love him everywhere he goes, especially. So it's good that he's representing the players, So, no, you have to be elected to that, so obviously he was...
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. I mean, this is outside looking in. It's just weird to me that that's the guy that's going to be, leading their cause for the next few years.
I don't know. There hasn't been many players who have had that much drama surrounding him over the past few years, right?
As much as him?
Yeah, he's been just constantly. There's been drama everywhere he goes. So.
Yeah, feels like whether it's him or just a coincidence.
Now he's with Kevin Durant too, which it's just going to be a dramatic team there.
Yes, it is. But he's out the rest of the year, so that's forget that side note. Let's go back to Donovan. Donovan was even the one that was on the mic during the All-Star warm-ups.
Yeah,
right. He's the guy they had mic'd up and were asking questions while they were warming up for the actual game. So it is really cool to see, someone we say from a small market, but from our team, that's getting some national recognition. And I wonder sometimes too, like I look back and think some people are just on that path and it's spotted from the beginning. Like he got the deal with the Adidas shoes.
Yeah.
Right after coming or getting drafted, and there wasn't any real proof at that point that he was going to end up being, a superstar.
Yeah. It was just like everyone could tell.
Yeah.
Like his first start came because Rodney Hood had stomach problems. Right.
Yeah.
And
then
he
run to the restroom.
Yeah, and then he just never looked back. And it's like everyone knew, You remember that first year when LeBron James would come over and talk to him after the game? Like we had all these stars coming up to him after and talking to him, and that's just kind of one of those things that kind of backs up my theory that he's just one of the leaders,
That's true. And I think it's just getting started. He's only going to get better. And if we're just talking about things that are meant to be in fate, you can just mark Donovan Mitchell as the All-Star MVP 2023.
Well,
you heard it her first. 2023.
If it goes to plan, it's got to be him and Gobert as co-MVPs, right?
That's true.
They can take the picture,
hoist that thing up together, right?
And then we can have a true, 30-year.
Yeah, I hope that there are. I hope that John and Carl come back.
I was going to ask you about that. You think they will? You think they'll be featured people in 2023 here?
I think they're going to try. If those guys are willing to come and do that, they're not real. I don't think they're really fond of the spotlight, so it probably isn't something that's a given.
I actually have some questions that surround 2023 that I want to talk about a little bit later.
Whoa!
So I'm going to get your input on some things because I have some questions about how everything's going to work here when the All-Star Game is in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I have some questions too. You looked at Chicago, right? Tons of Chicago references, tons of...
Yeah, let's just go for it now, because I got some serious questions.
All right,
okay?
Let's do it.
So, they were featuring people from Chicago quite a bit,
yeah.
Right? So, one of these people was Barack Obama, former president of the United States,
right?
So, my thought was, who will be our Barack Obama in this scenario? You know what I mean? Is it going to be Mitt?
Yeah, it could be. You're
gonna have Mitt Romney out there. They're gonna be featuring him in all these things. Another thought I had was maybe Orrin Hatch will still be alive. We could, we could follow him around, see how things are going for good old Orrin.
That would be exciting.
It could be our version of Obama in Chicago. It'll be good times.
All right, I'm going straight with Spencer Cox because he's on Jazz Twitter all the time. That dude always has some good Jazz takes. So. Let's throw him in there. He'll be a good fresh face. We've got Thurl, fired up, ready to do the anthem.
That's right. He sang the national anthem this week.
Yeah, at Marquette.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, he
did a great
job.
job.
He's good.
Man, there's a reason he was cast as Goliath in David and Goliath. That's because he could sing.
That's true.
Nothing to do with his size.
He's got some serious pipes.
All about his voice.
Okay, so he's gonna do the anthem. What are the Osmonds gonna do?
Well, that was my next question. You know how they had Chance the Rapper out there doing all kinds of stuff? Are the Osmonds going to be our Chance the Rapper?
They're going to do the halftime show.
Halftime show. They're going to bring out everyone. It's going to be such a good time. Maybe we get all the Osmonds out there.
We could.
Get the whole family.
A little bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
It'll be so good, guys. It'll be better than Chance the Rappers. No, I'm just kidding. Here's the thing. I think it would be great for Thurl Bailey to sing the national anthem because that would make him our Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
Did you see that, dude?
That's impressive.
It was tough to watch that national anthem in Chicago. I'm not going to lie. It was funny because it was following up Fergie. You remember how bad Fergie's was?
Yeah.
Where they were showing players like doing everything they could to hold laughs in.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it felt this year too. So
fair enough. So I mean, Thurl's going to really shine.
Yeah, he's going to be great.
He's actually great. Yeah.
My last question about it is, will Michael Jordan be there?
Will Michael Jordan be?
Will he be there to spoil the moment for us?
He might. Try to
stupid Michael Jordan.
steal some thunder.
I'm sick of that guy.
I'm
sick of it.
He's had his turn.
Yeah. No, I'm freaking excited for when the whole experience comes to Utah. I'm gonna really try and go down and be part of it. You know.
Yeah.
And really experience it.
You wanted to start that GoFundMe, right?
Yeah. To get me there.
That GoFundMe to really just get you right in the middle of the All-Star experience.
Yeah. We'll get there. I'll write it up here in a little bit and get those donations flowing. But
we'll work towards that.
A lot of people talk about Post Malone being involved. Who knows if he will even be a thing in 3 years? So
yeah,
who knows?
Hey,
so
he's official resident, so we might as well throw him in there.
We might as well.
What I was really excited about and impressed with was Rudy's play.
Yeah, he did so well, dude.
Represented himself, represented the Jazz well, and ultimately I think showed some people that he's not just a defensive player either.
Right.
You know, I mean, he had some great putbacks, some great dunks. I mean, what did he miss? One shot? I think he went 7 for 8.
It was 10 of 11, dude.
10 of 11.
Or even, it could have even been 11 of 12. That's the thing. He had 21 points, and at the end of the third quarter, he was the team's second leading scorer.
Yeah.
Behind Giannis.
They officially put up All-Star potential watch, and he was on the All-Star watch,
which is crazy
for the All-Star game,
between both teams.
MVP,
which, by the way, if you would have made that bet, it was 100-1. So if you would have put $1 on Rudy Gobert being All-Star game MVP and he won, you would have won $100.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
You've
been gambling on the side. I thought you didn't like gambling.
This is a conversation for another time,
okay.
Right? I mean, you got to spend that 10% somewhere, right?
There is help. So Rudy came out, really showed what was going on. And I know as Jazz fans, you know, we might be a little biased towards our guys, but for whatever sake, I was going to say a bad word, but
yeah,
you know, there's kids that are going to listen.
Can't do that, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
For heck's sake.
There you go.
Right?
Dang it.
Put in the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in the fourth quarter.
Right. What was the deal with that, man? Like, why did both teams is that a rule? Did you have to stick with your 5 guys the whole quarter? The whole 24 points or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I mean, the thought that I heard, or the reasoning that I heard, was that they're, you know, going with their 5 best guys in some lineup, you know, because they wanted to win. But that obviously isn't the case. There was some type of reason why they went with those groups and just kept with them.
I can't count how many times I said out loud, what is Kyle Lowry doing in there? Why is Lowry in? Like, anyone but Lowry, you know?
Hey, he's taking charges.
Yeah, he got some charges. He also was fouling Anthony Davis at the end of the game so that Team LeBron won.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, what does it say about the NBA in 2020 that the All-Star game ends in a free throw?
I'm fine with that part. You're not fine with that part?
No, man. I don't think it should be able to end on a free throw. Here's the thing. I loved the way that it ended. Like they call it the Elam ending because that's the guy who came up with it. Like it was awesome. And I was way pumped. In fact, it was even weird for me. Like I was like confused that I was rooting for a team in the All-Star game, you know, and that it was coming down to points and there was no commercials, and it just added this entire layer to it that you don't get anywhere else, you know?
Absolutely.
In professional, at least, or any kind of timed basketball. It has nothing to do with the points. It's all about the time.
Absolutely.
So it was awesome to see. But I think that with the free throw ending, you should just have to keep taking it up, and it should have to be a shot.
I mean, I'm fine with the free throw ending it. So you're on your own there. But I think there's a lot of people that would agree with you. Overall, though, finally a formula that got us all excited.
Let me ask you, do you believe him when he said that he missed the first one on purpose?
No way.
No freaking way.
No way.
Come on, brow.
Let's be honest.
Quit lying to us. You missed it. It's how it goes. No, it was cool, though. It was really cool to see. I would honestly really like to see it with the actual East-West format. So they changed that first, right? They made it like a draft where it was, the 2 top vote getters get to be captains or whatever, and then they draft their team. But it would be sweet if they actually took that part out of it, kept the Elam ending, but made it East versus West. Because there were times when I was a little confused. Not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, there's so many different changes they can make. I'm sure they're going to adjust a little bit,
right,
and figure this thing out. But
they said they're likely to bring it back, though.
Yeah, there's
the Elam ending.
There's no way that they don't go back to something similar.
It was freaking awesome, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
The East-West thing, I mean, for your sake, I'm fine if they do that in the All-Star game, but let's be honest, we really just want them to do away with the East and West conferences.
Yeah, that's true.
Top
guess.
16 teams.
It's hard for me to get out of the mindset, though, man. Like, it's hard for me. Maybe it's just because growing up, it was all about Eastern Conference, Western Conference, like it was almost like they were 2 separate leagues,
Yeah.
And now I see it, and I see like Ben Simmons playing for Team LeBron, and it just kind of it confused me a little bit.
It's time to grow
up. And Tatum,
up.
right? Tatum was playing on LeBron.
It's
Team
time
LeBron.
for you to grow up.
And like
stop holding.
But other than that, it seemed like they were in their conferences, right? Like Donovan and Rudy were in the West, but they were playing on Team Giannis. But everyone else was from the East. Like, it was hard for me. Let me just say that. For some reason, I still see it in matters of East and West. Maybe that's wrong of me. I would like it to just be top 16 teams in the final or in the playoffs, but it's still tough.
Just keep working on you. You have any other All-Star thoughts?
Oh, I got tons, man.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Is he a robot?
Absolutely.
Sorry, that was kind of quiet. Let's do that again. It's just solid, man.
It sounds robotic to me.
Yeah, he played great. Like, he's just incredible.
He is. Is he currently the best player in the NBA?
Oh, dude, that's hard for me to say. I feel like, well, I mean, there's all kinds of ways we can break this down. Like, are we talking about one-on-one game? We talking about five Kawhis versus 5 LeBrons? We gonna do that? No, I think he's definitely top 3 at the very, and even top 2. He something about him. Did you see at his press conference after when he sat down and there was a thing of Gatorade sitting on his table and you could hear him say, "Not sponsored by Gatorade," and took it off and put it down.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And people were making all these memes like Gatorade does not compute, just total like Terminator memes. And I don't know. He's just so, there's something about him that I just love.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
And
it's
he's
crazy.
And he's good.
And he just takes down, the people who are supposed to be the greatest. Like, he takes down LeBron all the time. And it's just, yeah, I don't know.
I'm not ready to say that he is best player in the NBA right now. If he takes this Clippers team to the NBA Finals and turns it on for the playoffs,
yeah,
I will officially admit that he is the best player in the NBA.
Dang.
Yeah.
Even higher than LeBron.
Yeah. If they win the championship this year.
Yeah, I think I'd have to do that too. How many players have won the championship with 3 different teams?
I don't think anyone has.
Yeah, he would. Something about him, man. Sometimes I watch him play and I'm like, this is Michael Jordan. Like, this is Michael Jordan reincarnated. It's crazy.
He's good.
Plus, we've been watching him play since college days,
We have. We watched him.
I don't know. He's been a big part of it. So, okay, here's my last question for you, man.
Okay.
We saw Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert both play in the All-Star game. It was awesome to see. Really made me proud. Felt like a proud fan, But who is more valuable to the Utah Jazz? Rudy Gobert or Donovan Mitchell?
Still Rudy.
Yeah?
It's still Rudy.
No hesitation at all.
Yeah. I mean,
just locked and loaded.
Yeah. I mean, this studio is filled with the number 45 jersey.
Yeah.
And I think when all is said and done, if the Jazz are going to win a championship and really like make a mark or really stand out, I think Mitchell's going to be the man. He will.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I mean, it's Gobert. Gobert is the most essential piece of this team.
Yeah.
And
I think you're right. And this is how it kind of goes for me. Are we more likely to win if Rudy Gobert is out or if Donovan Mitchell is out? And I think to myself, we'd rather have Rudy Gobert.
We would.
Like, just for the defensive side of it. And the fact that it seems like 80% of shots taken he affects somehow, you know. Plus, like, on a good night, he's incredible on the offensive end too. You know, like, we're seeing that. We're seeing all kinds of things. He's got that sky hook developing. He's getting it going. But I don't know. It's hard. It's weird to think about because Donovan Mitchell obviously has all the accolades and stuff, and Rudy Gobert has had quite the different development, you know, or upbringing or whatever in the league. But he's definitely more important to us, and I think that's why we're going to see him making some serious money this offseason.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well-deserved. I know we've got some big storylines that are coming up in the NBA. Some stuff to talk about for the rest of the season that we want to touch on. And also, you brought up Rudy, but we're looking at some of the top offensive teams that were playing in this last 28-game stretch.
Yeah.
And I was worried about our defense against some of the bottom-level teams. Obviously, the Spurs was a little bit of a hiccup.
Yeah.
But the Spurs are one of the top offensive teams.
Yeah.
In the NBA. I think they're in the top 10, as a matter of fact. So,
still shouldn't have lost to him.
Yeah.
Still had no business losing that game.
Let's talk about some of those storylines and a few more to finish out the Jazz Fan Show after this. Take another quick break. You're listening to 97.5, 1280 The Zone.